I feel like so many people talk about wanting to change their lives in a year, in 6 months, or even in 30 days. They promise all of these huge transformations, that their lives will look completely different. And then oftentimes it's just talk. They don't actually follow through with it. They say they're going to take us along for the journey. They forget, we forget, and then the cycle repeats itself. But I want to challenge myself to actually stick to a 6 months to change your life challenge, and I'm going to document the whole thing in this series. For context, I'm Carla. I'm an American living in London. I first lived in Paris when I studied abroad in 2019, and since then never left Europe. I'm going to be moving very soon, and since I'm already going through this period of big change, I figured I might as well change a bunch of other things with it, which might not be the best strategy, but we're just gonna run with it and see how it goes. If you've ever tried to embark on a big change, you know that you can't do it without a plan. And as a somewhat type A girly, I have a notebook full of ideas and thoughts right here, and I listed out the 5 categories that I'm going to focus on in the next 6 months. We'll get into the specifics of each category very soon, but the overarching themes or categories are health and fitness goals, image goals, so like your actual appearance, hobbies, career, and life goals. I have a whole vision board of what my dream life looks like, and honestly, I'm a very happy person, like happy with my life, live life to the fullest, constantly romanticizing the day-to-day. But in these next 6 months, I won't even have to romanticize my life because it'll already be hella romantic. At least that's the goal. Let's head to the computer. So from all the research I've done, aka watching tons of YouTube videos about changing your life in 6 months, I've gathered that while you need a plan, you also have to be realistic, but you also have to set big goals. Here's what I mean by that. You can't set these huge, lofty goals without a plan and just expect that you'll magically have a completely different life in 6 months or even a year. But you also don't want to make a plan with tiny goals that are sort of half-assed, and by the end of the time period, you haven't really changed much because you were too timid with your goals. So we are setting big goals and making detailed plans. So let's walk through the goals. For health and fitness goals, it's pretty basic. Improve cardiovascular health. I used to run half marathons, and do I want to run another half marathon? Not really, but I want to definitely run longer distances again, just because it's good for you and your heart. With that, overall, just losing fat and building muscle, and my specific goal for that, get some Michelle Obama arms, okay? And finally, drink more water, which I've slowly been doing, but we need to ramp that up. For image goals, I want to really refine my style. I want to gua sha more, get that drainage going, take proper care of my hair because I have thick, long, curly hair, and it is a struggle to deal with, and that just causes more problems for me when I neglect it. And finally, have a bit more fun with makeup, even if that just means doing my makeup more often than I do now. For hobbies, I want to make sure I have some daily hobby time. I go through periods where I become obsessed with like crocheting or whatever I'm thinking of in that moment, but I want hobbies to be a more constant thing in my life. When it comes to crochet, sewing, anything, I want to finish any works in progress that I currently have. I used to be very into film photography. I want to post so much of my film that I haven't posted, and also just take more pictures in general. YouTube and content creation is another hobby of mine, so I want to get to 20,000 subscribers on YouTube in the next 6 months. We are currently at 8,400 something, so it doesn't feel super realistic. It feels a bit silly saying it, but we have to set big goals, like I said. And I also want to get into more of a groove on short form and make the content that I actually want to create, even if I don't post as frequently, because the low effort stuff just feels sad to me sometimes. When it comes to career goals, I want to make $4,000 in a month by the end of this 6-month journey from freelance/content work on its own. So not $4,000 over 6 months. I want one of the months in these 6 months where I make $4,000. Does that make sense? Similarly, I want to go full-time freelance in the next 6 months, or at least get much closer to it than I am now. And finally, with life goals, move out of this London flat, move to Paris, and find a permanent apartment in Paris. So we have a lot of work to do. let's get to planning. Okay, I lied. The first thing we have to do is focus on some style options because I don't know what to wear. I'm currently wearing my PJ shirt and a white skirt, but what should I wear with the white skirt, you know? So we're on Pinterest and we're gonna get some inspiration, and I don't know, because I'm meeting someone for a coffee right after my meeting, which is in 2 minutes. I'm definitely gonna be late. Okay, it's looking like most people just do what I do, which is like a t-shirt or a tank top. Like, there are only so many options if you want this to look cash. So I'm gonna give myself some grace and just put on a black tank top. I feel like this is cute. You know, it's not really black actually, it's like a really dark gray. And to snazz it up, we're gonna add a little charm necklace that I made, which is a representation of my hobbies. Cute? Cute? I think so. Definitely a simple look, but I'm already feeling way more put together than I usually do on like a random Tuesday morning when I work from home. So we're making progress. Yay! Okay, I shortened my name necklace that my sister got me for my birthday recently. So it kind of shows with this. I might need to shorten it even more. Yeah, probably. Put some rings on. You can ignore my eczema. I stacked these two. One's like corally and the other one is just like this textured ring. And then my cute thumb ring, which I love. I just tripped over my suitcase. And we're gonna add a pop of color with these bad boys. I would prefer to be wearing like a cute little crew sock situation with this, but I'm too lazy to find my crew socks. And the ones I have are like slightly too long, so meh, we're fine with this. I'm gonna head out for the coffee now, but we're feeling good. This is a good start to taking a little bit extra care with my appearance, even on days where I work from home, which is every day. And I reapplied my lip gloss slash lip stain, which I love. This is the Fenty Poutsicle. I think the color is Candy or something. I don't know what it is, but I'll write it down if you're curious. But now we're going to enjoy our time catching up with an acquaintance from high school who happens to be in London. And after that, I'm going to get to properly planning this 6-month challenge because we have the goals, but we don't really have the plan yet. So let's do that. So I did some brainstorming at the cafe and I want to walk through my rough plan for all of these goals for the next 6 months. And ignore the mess on my table, we are moving soon. So we're gonna walk through the categories again. So my plan for health and fitness is to go back to running and combining that with strength training with lifting weights. So the plan, to not get into too many details, is going to be like 3 strength training days, which I already do, or I do 5 days when I'm not running, and 2 runs. And eventually I would like to do 3 runs and either 2 or 3 strength training days. My plan for my image is to start using the Wearing app again. I did a video where I cleaned out my entire closet and also like digitize the whole thing. So if you want to watch that, that's where it is. So I want to start using that again, like at least 3 times a week, because might as well plan my outfits and actually get to know my style a bit more again. Another plan is to have nightly hair care moments where I either do some like light detangling, or I braid my hair, or just do something so that it's not as overwhelming on wash day where I'm just detangling everything from the whole week. The plan for hobbies is pretty simple because my goal is to just have daily hobby time. So I want to make sure I'm either doing that in the morning or in the evening. Obviously on weekends I can do it whenever, but I want to dedicate at least, I want to say 20, let's shoot for 30 minutes a day dedicated to hobbies. And also for there to be 1 new hobby a month. I really want to make like a bag charm. I'd love to like do another pottery class. I've only done like 1 or 2 in my whole life, so things like that. Try new things, not just crochet, not just sewing. When it comes to YouTube, I want to continue posting once a week. For short form content, the plan is to make like 1 video a week that is in this very particular style that I like. Like I want it to be more emotional, I guess, and to then just commit to that once a week and then make content from that existing B-roll of just like simple little videos, quick videos, to sort of ease myself into creating that sort of content that's a bit more difficult to make and see what comes of it. For my career goal of making $4,000 in a month from solely content creation or freelance work, just posting more is going to be a part of that, trying to reach a wider audience. And then of course, because I know how to edit videos and I think I'm pretty decent at it, I have freelance video edited for people in the past, but I want to ramp that up and just, try to make that amount of money in a month. And I'm going to try and think of other things I can do for additional side hustle income, but I want it to be sustainable. So I don't know, we're going to reach that 4,000 in a month goal. Hopefully, maybe. And when it comes to the life goals of moving to Paris, the plan there is pretty basic. It's just go to Paris and go to flat viewings. Like, there's not much more I can say about that. So those are all my plans, and I'm feeling a bit more ready to go. So it's quite a few hours later. I was actually working on some freelance video editing, so definitely put some time and effort into that today. And I just washed my hair. So I'm just being extra careful because I have so much hair to just like tangle it another time after the shower. Ooh, I think we're actually getting close to using all of it. Okay, finally I can stop touching my wet hair because it's annoying me already. I'm also trying to get better at clipping up my side pieces because they get caught in my glasses, and I typically wear my glasses at night or in the morning, or if I'm just feeling lazy. We're trying to protect the curls, okay? And now we're finally ready to go to bed and starting strong with one of our goals, which is taking care of the hair. All right, see you in the morning. Well, we should probably add finding a new morning routine to this Change Your Life series, to one of my goals, because I'm tired of like the fact that I get a lot of like, I guess, creative or like emotional energy in the evening and then stay up till like 1, and then I still want to get up early. Technically I don't have to get up that early because I work from home, but like, bleh, it's just annoying. So we've got frozen banana, soy milk, espresso, a little bit of cocoa powder, and a little bit of peanut butter. Also, when it comes to like my fitness goals, I know that I need more protein, or that at least I need to put more emphasis on it. And because I'm vegan most of the time, and like vegan 100% of the time at home, I just tried to have more soy milk as opposed to oat milk because there's just like more protein in it. Best peanut butter ever, as someone who loves peanut butter. So I ran along the canal and that was really, really nice. I did like 2.2 miles and it just felt good, and not too many people on the canal, because usually when I'm on there like on the weekend walking, there's just too many bicycles and strollers, which I get it, everyone can use the path, but it's so narrow. Like I wouldn't even want to cycle on the prairie path. No. My Illinois roots on the canal. Anyways, and then I showered and I actually put some effort into my appearance, put on some blush. I don't know if you can tell. Actually, it's just a lip and cheek tint. I have it on my cheeks and on my lips, and then that's all the makeup I did. But at least I actually got ready today. And then I'm wearing, because it's actually kind of gloomy, these like, they're kind of like drawstring jeans, I guess, but they are like pure denim. But the crotch is really like baggy. And they're supposed to be baggy, but it's a little bit too much. Like it's ending here and it needs to end like all the way up there. I whipped out the sewing machine and that's going to be my hobby time for today. We're just gonna see if this works out, and then I'll probably sign off for this first episode of the series. I tried them on after that first round and I took away way too much, and I realized I was supposed to like divide by 2 what I was doing. But I redid it, and you can't really tell since they're black, but they're definitely a little bit less baggy now, which is nice. Well, that's it for my hobby time today. I need to get back to work, but thanks for sticking around this long, and I hope to see you in the next video, the next part of the 6-month series, and let me know what you want to achieve in the next 6 months. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!